Hello everyone, today I want to share my experience and the loot I got from running 100 tier 1 Dark Abyss sites in a solo frigate. This is part 3 of this video series, so there will be references to previous episodes. From the footage you might already notice some spoilers for this video. This time it's going to be blitz runs. In the Dark Abyss you have a penalty to turret optimal range and fall-off, but bonus to maximum velocity. Because of this, missile-based ships are the most suitable for dark sides. That's why I picked Hawk equipped with rockets. I originally found this fit for tier 2 runs, so I figured it will be a safe choice for tier 1. The fit is also cheap, so I would not stress out too much about losing the ship. This one costs only 55 million ISK, even cheaper than Retribution from previous video. With my skills it has 337 DPS with 13 km range using Rage Rockets, which is overkill for tier 1, and 195 DPS with around 23 km range using Javelin Rockets. This fit has more than 8500 EHP with a medium shield extender. An Afterburner is good enough for propulsion because of speed bonus in dark sides. The fit is really tight on CPU and power grid. If your skills isn't high enough, the easiest downgrade is to replace T2 Afterburner with a compact version. This fit will be in the video description. As for skills, I have Mastery level 3 for Hawk, with almost all missile skills at level 5. I'm still missing some shield skills, which could give the fit even more EHP. As mentioned before, the ship has impressive DPS, but its downside is limited range. Often I found myself chasing enemies away from the gate, then having to waste time flying back to jump into the next room. It takes 10 seconds to switch ammo types, so switching to long range ammo was not helping to speed this up. Let's talk about some rooms in detail. Drone Battlecruiser Tessera. I lost my first ship in this series to this room, but it was entirely my fault. I got overconfident, thinking the fall-off penalty would give me enough time to destroy Tessera without manual piloting. I got it down to half armor, but then took several bad hits in a row. It took only 12 seconds to go from half shields to being destroyed. Not enough time to fix my mistake. This was a clear reminder that the Tessera Battlecruiser is the most dangerous room for a solo frigate. In later encounters I was much more careful, and most of the time Tessera didn't even scratch me. To avoid losing your ship here, the best tactic is manual piloting. Always go around Tessera at 45-degree angle at 9 to 10 km distance. This was unfortunate loss, because I had pretty good loot from previous 7 runs, worth about 54 million ISK, including several expensive filaments and mutaplasmids. Also because of this I had to do 7 extra runs to reach the goal of 100. Devoted Knight. I felt like this room was not difficult in this weather for the Hawk. I was switching here to Mjolnir Rage Rockets, because Devoted Knight tank is based on shields, also maintaining a distance of 7 to 10 km. I don't think it ever brought my shields down below 70% during these runs. Drone Battleship Abyssal Overmind. In this room I was switching ammo mid-fight, starting with EM rockets to take down the shields, then switch to kinetic rockets. I was often stopping my launchers at one last rocket remaining to switch ammo type. Otherwise I would need to reload 2 times in a row. Even with my strong DPS, the drone battleship takes a while to destroy. Damavik's room. In some cases I couldn't hit Damaviks with Rage Rockets, even at 5 km range. They were likely moving too fast because of velocity bonus in dark weather. In this scenario there are 2 strategies that can help. First, the obvious one, switch to long range rockets. But it will take more time to clear the room. But better solution for me, always fly away from Damaviks, forcing them to chase you instead of orbiting. This makes them easier to hit. As always in this series, I stored loot from every 10 runs in a separate container. The loot value ranged from 50 to 73 million ISK per 10 runs. This value seems a bit low compared to previous videos, but that's because of recent drop in prices for materials and filaments from Abyss. I did get a few lucky drops, including a faction model BPC and Gravid Metaplasmid. Let's put it all together and crunch some numbers. The total estimated loot value is about 630 million ISK. Here is the breakdown by categories. 104 million from filaments, 363 million from red loot, 65 million from materials, and 87 million from mutaplasmids, which is significantly more that I got from exotic and electrical runs. I also got a lot of valuable blueprint copies this time. 2 Leshaks and 2 Widmaks, each going for about 8 million ISK. 2 Kikimeras at 5 million each. 4 glorified mutaplasmids, around 24 million in total. And 1 faction model BPC, worth around 8 million. The total value of blueprint copies is 74 million. So, putting it all together, the overall value from these 100 runs comes to 704 million ISK. I spent 11 hours and 16 minutes in the Abyss. I'll round that up to 11.5 hours. That gives me around 61 million ISK per hour. For comparison, values from my previous runs with current market prices are exotic 73 million per hour and electrical 61 million ISK per hour. So, while this wasn't the worst result, it feels a bit underwhelming. Looking back, I think the ship I used is not ideal for blitz runs. It has a good damage, but the range is really slows things down. I think a light missile hawk should be better. It would have around 238 DPS, but with a range of 47 kilometers. It could take out enemies from a distance and save a ton of time on movement. Also worth mentioning, I got back 280 out of 300 Tier 1 filaments. And here is the table of my progress across all runs so far. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching.